Oh, yeah.
And let's have a party, celebrate, and let's have a good time, you and me, 'cause everything is alright. Just believe you'll see that we gon' make this thing work.
Welcome back, guys. This is Tauntaun777 here, and we're back with some more Shadows of Mordor artifacts. This should hopefully get us through the rest of them, and then we'll be done with this section. So, yeah, here we go. Pipeweed pouch. The pleasant smell of pipeweed emanates from this oversized pouch. The owner of this pouch harvested both the leaves and flowers of the pipeweed plant in equal measure. The leaves are commonly dried and smoked in pipes, and the flowers chewed to create a potent neurotic. Okay. As for the pouch itself, it appears to have come from the poisonous sac of an Ungal. Okay, a poison sac. That sounds beautiful to store all my smoking stuff in. As if smoking won't kill me fast enough.
Careful with the pouch, Jonathan. It almost went in the fire.
That old thing. Time to get rid of that rag. It barely keeps the pipeweed dry.
It is a rag, brother. And I'll keep this souvenir from our first hunt till it turns to dust. Remember us tracking that great spider through Mirkwood nearly 60 years ago? Then drawing her out using live bait.
Yes, but why do I always have to be the bait?
You have a quality. You make things want to kill you. It's a gift, really. But Torvin, this was your first kill. Ours together is what made you a hunter. And I'll treasure it always, brother.
That's pretty sentimental there. That's pretty sentimental. I like it. I like it a lot. I don't have a bag of pipeweed, though, for my siblings' stuff. So, yeah. Bloodstained Buckler. Dwarven made and built to withstand great amounts of punishment, this wood and steel buckler served its user well. Many marks and scourges hint its usefulness in combat, but the bloodstains are perhaps indication of a grim outcome for the dwarf who carried it into battle. Now we're gonna cry. Okay, so X, play the memory.
Brother! Brother, where are you? Bloody ground knocked me senseless. And, brother? By Durin's beard, no. No, this shouldn't be. This is my fault. I should have been more prepared. I should have listened to you. I should have been a better hunter. I will avenge you, brother. I will hunt this Graug in your name. And I will be the hunter you always wanted me to be.
Okay, so we know why he doesn't have a brother anymore. So that's saddening. Really sad. I'm in deep sadness right now. Coded journal entry number 2. Clever, most clever. This note, written on parchment, seems to have been written in a previously heretofore undiscovered code. It appears to be neither a skip nor a substitution code. Could it be the note is inscrolled? I don't know. Oh, play memory.
I wouldn't believe it if I hadn't seen it, but the orcs here have an ally in the stinking flies. Mordor has its share of stiffs, and I had thought the flies were just getting their fill, but they're moving and attacking like one, like they got a brain. I've tried to avoid them. They build nests everywhere, and you can hear them buzzing all the time. The orcs here seem to worship the pests. Except, of course, when getting stung by them, the orcs say they're spies. And who are they spying for? They aren't yours, are they?
That's it. The men have hired the flies and said, just jump this guy. Yeah, okay, so this explains why he goes mentally insane. Okay, that's kind of cool. Ritual Cup. A relic of the free men of Nurin. This cup would be used in many rituals, including concentration... I have no idea. Ceremonies and matrimonies. Traditionally, the cup would be filled with bitter waters from the sea Norin, waters which would then be poured on an item or person as a blessing, or on the ground to give thanks. With Queen Morin's mysterious malaise, the cup has been used in increasingly more bizarre and disturbing rites. I'm sure it has. Okay, there it is, there it is. I see it, I see it, I see it. Okay, play.
By the white waters of the river Unween, by the colors so many they burn bright, may Nurnen now look to Marwen, to my gift of second sight. May the elements of earth, fire, air form gateway to worlds unseen. Spirits of Valinor, hear my prayer, and grant great power new to the shore's queen.
Okay, sure, let's do that. Tainted that cup. Poor little cup. Okay, now we got a jar. This jar once held the elixir which sustains and corrupts the queen of the shore. When Merwin awoke screaming from nightmares, showing her the Tower of Sauron approaching Norin, she sought wisdom. She traveled to the Grey Mountains, seeking answers. When she returned, she brought the elixir with her, and under its influence she spent many hours staring into the sacred flame. In it she heard a calming voice and found hope for her people, if not for herself. Okay.
The north collapses upon us. The Tower of Nightmare builds in Nornen. The Nameless One returns.
Mother, take this.
Thank you, my child.
These visions corrode you, and what medicine we still have is fast done away.
My visions are the hope of Nornen. If I must sacrifice myself for my people, so be it.
What happened in the Grey Mountains, Mother?
What happened, Lethariel? I left with the strength we need.
Okay, so she went to the Grey Mountains. I'm trying to remember where that mountain range is. It's got to be close to Mordor. So, I don't know. We obviously know she has mental problems and being possessed and whatnot, so... okay, so Forelimb's Ring. This ring was given to the unhappy bandit Forelimb by his beloved wife as a symbol of their undying love. It was violently pulled from Forelimb's hand, along with his index finger, after his capture by the Dark Lord Sauron's minions. Sauron would use this ring to torment Forelimb into betraying his comrades. The little savage.
Who's this now? Some unhappy bandit named Forloon or Gorfab or something. He was screaming for his wife. The boys laid into him a bit. More than a bit. He dead? Nah. The boys know the big man powerful living and wants a word. His sack of dong might know where his thief pals are hiding. Strip him down. Take the ring too and give it to the boss. He likes that stuff. When he wakes up.
That's so rude. But this is a very, very violent culture, and they don't like sharing things. A star chart. Carved from the bone of an unknown animal of immense size, this map of the heavens was no doubt used by a lore master of some kind. Only a few select individuals would have been able to use this chart to track the course of the stars in the skies, using complex and possibly arcane computations to predict the future. It looks like a vertebrae of some kind, is what I'm going to go with. So the memory is right there. No, I'm sorry, play.
By that time, we'd grown used to seeing them. But the shorter one had grown cold, distant. He could read the leaves, the lines in a man's hand, the bumps on his head. He could see, you know? And I guess it got to him. The knowing. They'd go off together, and you could tell when they met up with the orcs. The sky would darken, and there would be hail, or rain, or winds that shook the trees. And then, sure enough, everything would clear. They never spoke about any of that, although we'd always want to know. Best not, they'd say. The two left without saying a word. Only it was funny like, because the shorter fellow left behind all his maps and the odd little board he used to see into the future. Traveling light, maybe. Or maybe... I don't know. Maybe he thought he'd have no more use for it.
Okay, so this was used by one of those wizards that we saw in that other statue in the last episode. So... interesting. I mean, that would make sense, to be honest. A broken staff. Uh-oh. Some great force rent this wizard's staff asunder, fashioned from a sapling. This gnarled staff served as a walking stick, magical rod, and a weapon for a wandering wizard. What became of its owner and how it was broken is a mystery. Because it's a mystery. Ooh.
Funny thing, that. They told us their names plenty of times, but we all forgot. To a man, we forgot. It was like they didn't want us remembering. After a while, they were just the two Istari, and sometimes the big one and the little one. Can't say how I can't remember. I remember the bigger one telling us stories of a goblin city, of a man who could turn himself into a bear, of the time when, well, I guess it didn't matter too much to him that some of his stories needed some cleaning up, or would scare a dead man out of his grave. When the bigger one left, he took his cane, but he left a walking stick behind, with all these little notches cut into it. He was keeping track of something for sure.
So did one of the Astari leave this cane in this village they were at? That'd be extremely weird, because he would kind of need that if he came into some trouble. I don't know. That's what I'm just saying. Crushed spider egg. This Ungol egg has clearly been kept as a memento. But for what reason? Does it represent yet another casualty in the raging war in Mordor? The one being fought between the forces of Sauron and the children of the Queen Shelob? Or is it just a remnant of some Uruk supper? We'll go with the Uruk supper. Oh, I see it. My remote's vibrating like crazy. Play the memory.
I speak with the mouth of Sauron, the second Dark Lord of this Middle Earth. Our will is his will. Mordor is ours, and fairly won. You will take this message from Sauron back to your Spider Queen Shelob, the last daughter of Ungoliant. Your eggs will not be allowed to hatch in Mordor. Your children will no longer prey on the Morgul flies. You will depart this realm, abandon your nests in Non-Ungol. You have grown fat on our generosity. We have fed you as we would a pet, allowed you to run unfettered. This ends now. Our union, as it was, has ended. Our will is irresistible. We have spoken.
Interesting, so they basically just got kicked out. And I think they spelled Morgul flies wrong. Ah, well. So yeah, that's basically a, hey, get the heck out of Dodge kind of thing. We did the Gondorian coin in the first episode. Ooh, Orcish Dagger. Dagger may be a generous application of the word. This is a crude shank, and it will never be used for anything but skullduggery. Uruks generally carry blades of this ilk when engaging in their misdeeds, and the blades are often coaxed with the crude poison to ensure a victim's painful death. Uruks will often carry daggers like this one into combat, but only employ them as a last resort. So this is your poison knife. I see how it is.
You've been recalled?
Aye, to Osgiliath. They're burning the bodies there.
It's that bad.
It's worse. We've abandoned Duathay, either to the orcs or the outcasts. I can't imagine which is worse. We're thin on the ground here.
2 regiments worth called back home. Maybe a dozen more down with the sweats.
Maybe even more than that. I don't think we can hide it anymore, no matter how they change up the patrols. The orcs may have already smelled it out, too. They're getting uppity in Mordor. Here, look at this.
That's quite a blade. Where'd you get it?
Off an orc scout. I expect he won't need it anymore. You keep it.
Okay, so this basically tells us that the presence of Gondor is basically dwindling, and that they all suck at their jobs. Hey guys, we want to, stop people from coming out of Mordor. How would I recall like 80% of my troops back into Gondor? It's like, okay, why not? We didn't have like a whole thing going with that. Not at all. So 3 more items, guys. Lockbox key. This key was crafted long ago by the locksmiths of Khazad-dûm. It is able to open a wide array of locks. It would be of great value to a burglar or a spy. Ooh, burglars.
The orcs are making things mighty difficult. This might be my last one in a long while.
My wife and I, we need to be elsewhere.
The lockbox. Open it. Now.
Why?
These are hard times. And I need to know you can pay. Up front. Well now, that's hardly enough for both.
We've always... That's all I have. Please, my wife.
Should have saved more. Now, room for 1 on the boat. You decide.
What a savage. So, I'm guessing that this is when they were retreating the Sea of Norin. I'm guessing, and apparently they had to choose sides, so that's just jerkiness. So let's go to the Frowning Skull then, which kind of dealio. For 1,000 years, this skull has been a sacred relic of the most feared orc assassin cult within Mordor, the Death's Head. They hold it as a symbol of their glorious future, free of the scourge of man. That's kind of rude.
Please, my wife.
Yes, the Uruk have told me you to go on about her. Tell us what we need to know. Where are the bandits? Where are your friends?
I need to see her. I need...
Yes, your wife. Again. It has been a long time. And while the physical pain of your torture will pass, you will always hurt inside. The loss is like a gaping wound. You have suffered quite enough torment, and it is time for your misery to end. Your wife is waiting.
Damn you. They're in the woods. The hidden woods.
Take him away.
What you said?
Yes, our promise. You will be reunited with your wife, now long dead. Know you have betrayed your friends and doomed yourself over a distant memory, a phantom. And when you are reunited with your wife, know that we will also carry your skull as a trifle, and a reminder that our will is irresistible. Now go. Your wife awaits.
This just again shows the savagery of the Uruk society. Look at this guy's skull. So this is that one dude. This is Forelimb, or whatever his name is. Sucks to be you, bruh. Sucks to be you. Last item, guys. The Torn Banner. Ungol have set upon and particularly consumed this crimson banner representing the Dark Lord Sauron. This is not merely a symbolic act. The oversized children of Shelob are organizing against the Uruks, forming raid parties to bring down what they consider to be invaders into their lands. Whatever truce may have existed between the factions has now ended. So that's tight. There we go. Play the memory.
Damn, they got the whole raiding party and ate the flag. See the webs? It's spiders. Filthy creatures. Likely coming up from the valley down south. We should clear it out. You should shut your big yap. Don't nobody come back from that place. Wonder if they're working for Shelob. Sauron used to feed her, and I guess she don't remember whose pet she is. It might be time for a reminder.
And obviously these guys don't remember the part where Sauron said, screw Shelob, and she's kicked out of my house. Is essentially what it boils down to. I think that's exactly what it boils down to. So anyways, guys, that is all the artifacts, all 42 of them. Took us 3 little episodes, some longer than others. But yeah, we got through all the artifacts. We're pretty happy. We're not going to do those, not going to do those, not going to worry about those, not going to worry about these. We got the tutorials, so this is nice. These are all vision-y stuff, so I guess if we click on them, we can kind of, you know, view the... I don't know. We're not going to worry about it. So anyways, guys, this is Tauntaun777, and I am out.